Hey guys, it's Hot Mess Mama. It takes a village. So it is, I have to look at my watch again. It is Wednesday, the 7th of March, and it's 2 o'clock Eastern time. So good to have you with me on another Facebook Live. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about kitchen gadgets. Not like huge appliances like refrigerators and dishwashers and all, but like the smaller kitchen appliances that moms like to search for so that they can find the product that's going to help make their day-to-day life in the kitchen easier. Now, I hate to just say moms, because there are men's out there, men's. There are some men out there, some dads out there that, are the cookers of the family, or they may be raising the children, so I don't want to discount them. And I do have some male followers, so bravo to you guys. So great. So moms, dads, men, women, what kind of appliances, small appliances, do you use on a regular basis that you cannot live without? Like something that you have to use, you use it almost daily or at least a couple of times a week that like you don't know what you would do if you didn't have it. And then what are those appliances that you thought, oh my gosh, this is genius. I saw it on an infomercial and you got sucked into buying it and now it's sitting getting dusty in a low, way back in the back cabinet. I've got a lot of both. So as you can see from the infographic that I had posted earlier, there's a lot of little like kitchen appliances that we kind of probably forget that we have, that we probably get a lot of use out of. So but I will tell you my tops. And I can talk a little bit about them. I know that you guys all know that I am a huge fan of the Vitamix mixer blender. And I truly use that thing probably every day because you can make anything in it, from smoothies to nut butters to soups to you can use it as a food processor. You can use it to do so much stuff. It's awesome. You can use it to food process, or you can use it to blend, or you can literally make a soup in it. Like you don't even need to heat anything. It just does it all. Like there's great functions on it. And when you want to clean it, the cleanup is so easy. What you end up doing with the cleanup is that you have this empty, pitcher. You have the empty pitcher and you literally just rinse it out, put a little soap in it with a little more water, and then you put it back on there and set it to high for like a minute and it cleans itself. Like, how friggin' brilliant is that? That it's not only easy to use, it's easy to clean, which is also like more than half the battle when you're talking like, mommy, help me get her done. So that is my number one favorite. I'm gonna walk you over to that. Hold on. Gotta get my list because I can't function without a little cheat sheet. Okay, so as you can see here, this is my Vitamix blender. Can you see it? I'm not doing it justice. But yes, the Vitamix blender, it has a number of different functions. You can see here that you can do everything from smoothies to frozen desserts to hot soups. Like literally, you just set it. You go doop, and you push the button and it makes your soup. Or your frozen desserts or your hot soups, right? Or like you can program it, not program it, but you can set it at the different, speed settings or high settings or whatever, should you want to manually make something. And there's a pulsing function too, right? And there's an on-off function. It's just so awesome. And like I said, when you're done with it, and you want to clean, all you need to do is take this blender thing, rinse it out, and then put a little bit of like dish soap and water in it, set it right back on here, put the top back on it, and set this thing and set it to like high, like to the 10, and set it there for like, a minute, and then literally just rinse it out and it's done. That's how easy it is to clean this thing. Granted, it is a huge investment. Like I kid you not, it is a very big investment, but it's so well worth it as a mom because I use it all the time. I know lots of moms too that use it as like making baby food and stuff. And if you don't already know this is a great tip for moms that are making baby food. I used to have what I was at one point in time my go-to have to have it small kitchen appliance. When my babies were little and they were eating like pureed foods or whatever, I wanted to make my own and make them organic and all that kind of stuff. So I bought this gadget called the Baby Brezza, and it was so cool. It was kind of the same concept. Like you literally put your food in this little basin with some steaming water and you set it to what, is it peas, is it carrots or whatever, and you push the go button and you walk away and it knows how long to steam it for and how long to blend it for, and it does it all. It sets the timer, it blends it, it does all that stuff, and then your baby food's done. And the cool thing about that is that you can, if you don't know this already, ice cube trays, each ice cube is the equivalent of 1 ounce. And so when you're trying to figure out how much you're trying to feed your baby, you can take this food from either your baby Brezza, which I used to use all the time. I actually sold it to another mother at a garage sale, and she loves it. So now you can take this, whatever the food is left in the basin, and you can pour it into the ice cube trays and freeze it. And you can then, you know, once it's frozen, snap them into a Ziploc bag and like pull them out cube by cube so that you can have ounce by ounce, you know, measurements of the food that you made. And so like if you want to try peas with carrots, you can take an ounce, 1 cube of carrots and 1 cube of peas. It's brilliant. I love that. And you know what? You can probably do the same thing with a Vitamix. But I had great success with the baby Brezza because you could even steam meats and grains and fishes and all sorts of stuff in there. And literally just push a button and say, I want, you know, fish or meat, and it would put on the right time and it would blend into the right texture. It was awesome. I loved it. So baby Brezza, for all those moms out there that may have newborns that want to, you know, start making your own baby food, it's really cost effective and just really healthy and great. And so in the day when my kids were still eating, you know, from a spoon, the baby Brezza was my everyday. It was great, but I didn't have to use it every day because I could just freeze stuff and, you know, stockpile it. It was great. But so now I moved on to the Vitamix because now we're getting into kind of, you know, big boy and big girl foods. So those were my number ones. Now, I'm also a huge fan of the KitchenAid mixer. Like that thing can do a lot too. It's got like a kneader, it's got a whisk, it's got a, you know, another mixer paddle. You can have attachments on it to like grind meat or make pasta. I absolutely love mine. And I use this quite frequently. See, that's my KitchenAid mixer, right? It's so cool. Did you know that you can like, one of the like time savers is like if you want to make mashed potatoes, you know, you steam your potatoes and you put them in here and you mix it, and the beaters are so strong that it will actually mash the potatoes for you with this particular paddle. Or if you want to make meringue or something like that, you could do that, you know. Or if you want to knead dough, you can use this. It's just, I used to use this very regularly, especially because I used to do a lot of baking, and I used to adore it, and I still do. However, I don't get quite as much use out of it as I do with the Vitamix. So if there's anybody out there, please chime in and let me know if you have if you have like a baby Brezza or a baby food maker, or a Vitamix. I know a lot of people swear by the bullet. They really like the bullet because that's pretty cost effective and it's small and it's compact. It doesn't take up a lot of real estate on your counter. I could never use it because it was never strong enough for my needs. But I know certainly, I'm sure I know there's been great success with that with some other moms. So if you're a bullet fan, let us know about it and your experience, because those I understand that they're pretty awesome. Okay, so the next one that everyone loves a crock pot. Who doesn't love a crock pot, right? Like you literally dump a bunch of stuff in it and then you set it and you can walk away for 10 hours and you come back and you have this wonderful smelling house, and you can do everything from making cakes in it to stews, to soups, to chickens. It's awesome. Everyone loves a crock pot. Who doesn't love crock pot, right? I loved my crock pot, but I despised having to clean it. And then one day this mom said to me, what are you doing? What are you doing wasting your time cleaning a crock pot? Just like get the liners. I'm like, liners? What are you talking about, liners? Yes, moms, it will change your world. The Reynolds slow cooker liners. You can get them at Walmart, Target, you can get them anywhere. And they're like, I think this box there's like 8 liners in here. I think it might be like $3 for the box. And that seems like a lot when there's only 8 liners in there. But literally, when you're done cooking in the crock pot, you literally get the food out of the liner or whatever, and you take the liner out and you throw it away, and there is no cleanup. Ah, it's awesome. I know. So kudos to the mom who told me about this, because it really was life-changing, because I now don't have to be scrubbing that huge, heavy crock, right? That I'm always afraid I'm going to drop it and shatter it, right? But so definitely a win-win on this particular product. So then I think the reason why I just kind of steered away from the crock pot was because then the Instant Pot came into our world, right? But this is like, it's not a new concept. It's just a pressure cooker, right? But the Instant Pot just really hit mainstream, heavy, huge around this last holiday season. So I bit the bullet and I bought myself one thinking, hey, I'll try it out. I got it on sale for some Christmas Black Friday sale. And I'm still getting used to it. So I'm kind of on the fence with it. It's a huge, I mean, it's like, I don't know, like $90 or something like that, but it is a huge unit. Like, look, it's ginormous how much space it takes up on your counter, and to having to be lugging it in and out of your, cabinets is kind of a chore. But let me tell you, the couple of dishes that I've made in it were fantastic, and they were so quick to cook. I wish that I was more like schooled and savvy in the Instant Pot, because I think it could really make, I mean, you can do everything, like from boiling eggs in it, not boiling, steaming eggs. I don't know how that works, but steaming eggs, baking cakes, steaming vegetables, cooking meats, cooking soups and stews. I mean, everything can be done in this crock pot. I'm looking at the like functions on here. Like, check this out. I don't know if you can read it because it might be backwards, but like there is a soup and a broth function, like for all those moms that are making bone broth, which is supposed to be super, you know, good for your immune health and everything. You can do meat and stew, you can do beans and chili. You know, if you have dried beans and you don't want to put them on the stove for, you know, 10 hours, you can do it really quick in the Instant Pot. You can do poultry, you can do rice and grains and porridge. And steam, and you can also, you know, you can use it as a slow cooker, like a crock pot. You can use it to saute, and you can use it to make yogurt. You can even use it to pressure cook, is pretty much what most people use for. Now, it can get kind of complicated, and it is, you know, it is something that you really kind of have to practice. But like, you know, I've done a couple of dishes in it, you know, but I found like some things I'm like if I'm gonna make a soup, it's not hard to make a soup, and it's just as quick to do a soup on the stove as it is to, you know, pull out the monster. But like this weekend, I was my husband's birthday, and I was like, ooh, I need to make him a birthday dinner. And I made him ribs in the Instant Pot. Now, normally when I make ribs, I've got to either like pre-boil them, and then got to put them on the grill for like slow go, like 3+ hours. And then I got to put them back in the oven to get a nice char with the glaze over it. So like making ribs is like an all day affair. And I was like, okay, I was kind of skeptical, but let me try ribs in the crock pot or in the Instant Pot. 25 minutes. That's all it took. Like literally threw the rack of ribs in there and set it. And in 25 minutes, I had ribs that were delicious. I mean, granted, I wanted to have a little bit of a char on them, so I took them out of the Instant Pot, put some barbecue sauce on it, and threw them under the broiler for a little bit just to get that crunchy, glazy outer exterior. But 25 minutes to make a rack of ribs, that was freaking awesome. Even my husband was like, wow, these are really good. They really were falling off the bone. And he's like, oh, we could do, in the Southerners, he's like, we could really do a great Boston butt in that thing, couldn't we? Y'all Southerners, you know what a Boston butt is. Yeah. A little vinegar-based barbecue sauce, that's tasty stuff. So yeah, I'm kind of digging on the Instant Pot, but I need to get more savvy with it. I know there's a ton of moms out there that swear by it, and I would love to get some of your feedback, your tips and tricks, and your recipes, because there's also like steamer baskets you can put in it, or there's like, you can get these dividers where you can actually cook your meat, your corn, and your potatoes all in like the same Instant Pot, all at the same time. Like, that's brilliant, right? I even made a meatloaf in here, and it was the tastiest, moistest meatloaf I have ever had. And again, it took like 20 minutes. It was so easy. Normally a meatloaf takes like an hour and a half. So far I've kind of really dug the Instant Pot. My only negatives too is that it takes up a lot of real estate on your countertop, and it is kind of a bitch to clean. There's no liners for this sucker, but it cooks so fast, and it is really quite tasty. Then my other go-to I use a lot is the spiralizer. This one, you know, I'm sure there's all sorts of makers out there that make the spiralizer. I've gotten like one of the first ones that is probably one of the highest rated in like the pioneer in the spiralizers, called the Paderno, because my family, we try to be really careful about the kind of carbs that we eat. Especially me, like I don't eat carbs at night. It's just part of my fitness and wellness routine. So, but I really love pasta. So but I can make noodles out of zucchini, or out of, you know, other fruits and vegetables, or I can make some really cool snacks for my kids by apple chips, potato chips. Like I can get them cut to that consistency where I can mock a pasta, or I can mock a kind of a chip or something like that. Because the blades, there's like a couple of different settings on the blades where you can have it be like a really thick spaghetti noodle, or a really thin spaghetti noodle, or just ribbon curls. It is pretty cool. Again, I use this a lot. I will just, you know, go and I'll do the slicing like once a week, and then kind of put it in a airtight container in my refrigerator. But you know, that's something that you can't freeze, and you got to consume pretty quickly. But it's great. They're great on salads, great to be mixing into soups. I mix zucchinis spiralized into soups. My kids think it's chicken noodle soup. It's great. It is a bitch to clean because you kind of got to get the gritty stuff out of there's a prong that holds the vegetable in place, and that prong you have to try to get the gritty stuff out of, you know. And it is dishwasher safe. Like the whole thing is dishwasher safe, but I'm like, I don't know, for the amount of time that I would use it, I might use it once or twice a week. I don't run my dishwasher that often that I would benefit from putting this in the dishwasher. So I always have to hand wash it with a brush. But it's great. It's a great investment. I think it's like 20 some bucks. And like I said, there's a lot of knockoffs out there that are just, you know, as cheap, and it probably is good. So if there's moms that are out there that have a spiralizer type gadget that, or brand that you use that uses successfully, and you have like something that you make with it all the time that's really awesome, let us know. So we talked about the Vitamix, we talked about the Baby Brezza, we talked about the Bullet, we talked about the KitchenAid mixer and the spiralizer, the crock pot and the Instant Pot. Now, I will tell you that there are some other appliances that I kind of question. Like, look at this monster. Wait, gotta move over my Paderno. Okay, see that giant like coffee maker? It's a coffee maker, espresso maker, steamer thing, right? I got that for a wedding engagement gift like 22 years ago. And I think we brewed coffee in it 3 or 4 times when we've had guests over. My husband and I just don't drink coffee regularly. We don't drink coffee at all. So it just ended up being a $200+ very expensive kitchen clock that takes up a ton of room on my coffee or on my countertops. But you know, most people do drink coffee. And so for a person to not have one in their home, I almost feel like it's not very hospitable, because someone's going to want a cup of coffee in the morning if they're staying with you as a guest, or after dinner when you entertain. So we've got it here. So if anyone wants to come over and have some coffee, you might have to bring your own, because I don't even know if we have any granules, and I don't know if granules go bad. They probably do. But you know, then there's those moms who are out there like, what do you mean? You don't drink coffee? No, you don't want this on caffeine. That's a mess waiting to happen. You know, and then when I grew up, I had an electric can opener that sat on our countertops. You know, when you stick it in, and it cuts the can opener. My husband thought I was crazy for wanting one when we like got married, and so we never got one. And so now I've been living with the twist ones that you use with your hands. And you know, truth be told, I don't miss I open a lot of cans. I mean, I'm a mom. We open cans of everything, right? Like this thing that you get for like, I don't know, $6, $5 at Walmart. I can handle opening my own can without a big electric one that's on my countertop. But I grew up with one, and so I couldn't imagine my life without one. Well, I survived. So I don't know about you moms. Are you like super reliant on an electric can opener? Then there's the food processor debate. I have a tiny little food processor that my mom gave me like 100 years ago, about this big, that I only use when I need to like chop an onion, because it's only this big, right? But I have a blender that has a food processor function on it, but I don't really process a whole lot of foods to use that. But like if for an onion or spices or garlic or, you know, herbs, great, right? Does anyone have one of these? This one's probably a kitchen. Oh, it's a Hamilton Beach, a little tiny food processor. I'm telling you, it's like 20 years old. I stole it from my mom before, I think, when I went to college. You know, but then there are the hand mixers. You know, the hand mixers. I have one because I find that it's easier to make, you know, one of these numbers. It's easier to, you know, it's easier to make frostings or to get a really good whip on a meringue or something like that. But otherwise, I just use my KitchenAid mixer. So I will tell you, like, it's hilarious. I love to cook. I love to cook, but I have so many gadgets that I don't use, and my husband he just shakes his head whenever I like want to go out and buy one. So you should see my drawers. Okay, so here we go. These are the products that I rarely, if ever, use. Okay, toaster I use all the time, but I have to keep it off the countertops because the kids stick their hands in the hot toaster, so that's bad. So I use a toaster a lot. I'm sure pretty much everybody uses a toaster a lot, right? You know, like I said, my little food processor. That is like a juicer. Do you see that? Do I have that in the view? The juicer, right? I had that because my husband had kidney stones, and he was told that he needed to drink a lot of fresh squeezed lemon juice, and that lasted like, I don't know, a month. Then I got your crock pot. Again, it just takes up too much counter space. I've got a hand emulsifier thing, right? I think every mom's probably got one of these. Looks kind of scary, but it is great. But you know, that's only great for like, I don't know, doing something small. Okay, I'm embarrassed to say it, but I have one. I have the grill, the George Foreman grill. And again, my mom gave that to me, I think, and I never used it. I've got these waffle makers like that, you know, and I've got a fondue set over there somewhere. I've got a torch. I mean, like, I've got all this stuff that I like rarely, if ever, use. My mom, I think when I moved in here, I
I don't know if you can see it buried in there. Here it is, a bread maker. I think I may have made one loaf of bread in it, and it's huge, and it's been sitting back there. I had a pasta maker. It was an awesome pasta maker that my husband and I used, and then I burnt out the motor, and I never replaced it. So, but those are the kinds of things that, like, I question, like, moms, do you super rely on the can opener or the food processor or a hand mixer or bread maker? I know one of my mom friends can make pizza in her bread maker. I was like, that's awesome. So those are the gadgets that I kind of wanted to talk about today. Would love to, again, get a little bit more of your feedback as to what you use that you really love. That would make my life easier, because I'm all about making my life easier, because my life's a very good mess all the time. I don't even want to show you parts of my kitchen right now because, well, let's just face it, it's a mess. So think about those products. Please, if you're not watching it live, come back and comment on it and let me know what your thoughts are. And if I missed a product that you want to talk about, please put it in the comments. Or if I gave a review of something that you didn't agree with, throw it out there, because I want all the moms to be educated, and I want everyone to be able to get all the information that they can on these products, so that moms and dads, so that, you know, we can make our lives easier. Because isn't that what it's all about? It's all about making our lives easier. Make my life easier. So thanks for joining. I will be doing another Facebook Live on Friday. You know what Fridays are. It's wine tasting time. It's wine tasting time. So on Friday at 5 o'clock Eastern time, we're going to have another wine tasting. And there'll be more information to follow on that. So please come join us right back here live at 5 o'clock Eastern time on Friday. Otherwise, thanks so much. Have a great day. And I can't wait to hear your comments. Happy cooking.